MSNBC has been a targeted favorite of you and I on this show. I'm going to let this next clip speak for itself. Take it away.
There is no Republican. There is no one who can call themselves a conservative. Quite frankly, there's no one who can call themselves an American and still support Donald Trump. It's pretty simple. And Republicans, you know this, you're in a corner. He's put you in there. You are squished into that corner. The question is, are you going to man up and step out? Donald Trump has now told us, Charlie Sykes, that he's a traitor to the U.S. Constitution. He's a traitor to America, okay, in his words. I don't think there's any other way to put it. I don't know what else you need. I don't know what middle ground there is and any answer to any question about this but an unequivocal rejection of Donald Trump. And I mean, we've watched our values get flouted, mocked over the past several weeks, even throughout his entire presidency. But come on, what more do you need?
I'm sorry, Eric. I really can't sit here. I almost passed out, just dying over the idea that MSNBC and the left all of the sudden cares about the Constitution. As someone who actually does care about the Constitution, speaking for myself, of course, it's painful to watch.
Well, you know, what's also painful to watch is, you know, regardless of their MSNBC's general lack of care for the Constitution that they've had in the past, is there a Republican that cares what Mika Brzezinski has to say? Is anyone? Is there when does MSNBC get to dictate what Republicans need to do? Universally, Republicans dismiss what MSNBC tells us to do. And what about this man up from Mika Brzezinski? Does that include women? Do women need to man up on this too? I mean, that seems rather sexist. I'm surprised she hasn't been called out for that yet by others on the left. This is ridiculous. First, again, on two fronts. All of a sudden, MSNBC cares about the Constitution. Yeah, sure. And then, you know, she's going to dictate what, you know, Republicans need to do. Nothing short of this makes you an acceptable Republican. Well, Republicans generally don't care what Mika has to say.
Well, you're exactly right, Eric. And she did not get called out for her sexism. However, someone else did get called out for their sexism on The View. Farrah Griffin did the calling out. Let's look at that.
I think that women have made a ton of progress, but we can also be each other's worst enemies. It's still the case, and I hate to say it, some of the worst bosses I've had have been women, and sometimes colleagues in the workplace who are women. And I always think of the Madeleine Albright quote.
Well, that's what happens when you work with Kellyanne Conway.
I mean, well, I can't really get a word in without you attacking me, so I wouldn't say this is a totally different. This isn't like a totally different environment of women supporting each other. But Madeleine Albright's always said there's a special place in hell for women who don't help and support other women. Right. And it's something I try to live by. I think that we have a duty to kind of give that back.
Some toxic femininity there, Eric. Your reaction to this?
Much irony. It's kind of talked over at the end of that clip there about Anna Navarro says, well, I haven't attacked you in 2 weeks. Well, I guess it's time to set the reset button. There's no toxic femininity there. I haven't attacked you in 2 weeks. So, you know, this doesn't exist, clearly.